All right, welcome to another episode of the Minority Voice. I'm your host, Jeff Vega, and today we're gonna travel into the college sphere, if you will. And there's a wonderful site out there. If you want to know what's going on in our campuses across America, there's a site called the College Fix, and they just deal with the crazy stuff that's going on our campuses. And speaking of that, Dave, what was your experience like when you were in Pasadena? Because that's where you went to college.
It wasn't too bad.
Was it crazy?
No, there's so many people, it all just mends together.
Okay.
They're all crazy.
So did you experience any of the radicalness there? Now, I know, folks, my wallet suffered immensely while he was there. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. Well, that being said, we'll leave what happened in California, Dave. But anyways, I want to talk about just a couple, share a few things that are going on there that the students are doing, but also the faculty are doing, and they're actually allowed to get away with it. And they're kind of like sweeping stuff under the rugs. And so this one is from the University of Minnesota. Now, this is the student council or senate, whatever they call it. Different colleges have different things. But anyways, listen to this video or watch this video. David, if you could play this video.
You say disrupt UMPD, what exactly do you mean by that?
Make their lives hell. Annoy the shit out of them.
Okay.
I'm saying, what do they over? Do we know? I don't know if Amy, if Morgan, you mentioned stuff with UMPD. Like, use up their resources, make their officers show up to something.
This young lady, she's actually telling people to call 911 and report false crimes to overthrow or overflood overwhelm, that's what the word I'm looking for, the system there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't making a false report, David, a crime?
I believe it is.
Yes. Yet, what are they going to do about this young lady? I hope the College Fix, they stay on this one with this young lady because, these are our future leaders, and this is the mindset that's going on in your campus. So if you're thinking about sending your kids to the University of Minnesota, you might want to think that one again. So this student, I don't have the video for this one because it's really can't. I have it, but you really can't. You can't really hear it all that well. But what it is, so the student, there was a robbery reported, and so the police were, patrolling the campus, and they saw an individual who looked potentially like being the culprit. So they pull him over. Well, they pull up to him because he was walking, and they ask him some questions. They were very polite. And the thing is, they have the audio of this whole thing. And the kid decided afterwards to, file a complaint, if you will, said that the police harassed him and that, they made him feel uncomfortable and that he's been traumatized for life because of it. And when you listen to the video, and the police released it on the body cam and all that, and you hear how polite they were to this young man, realizing when they got to him and they talked with him, seen his ID, that he wasn't the individual. Their encounter was so, non-confrontational that you heard the kid say, "Hey, would you mind giving me a ride?" And the police officer says, "No, we can't because we're looking for this criminal." So, but yet he took it to the next step, and like I said, reached out to people and said we need to abolish the campus police. And I hope again the university does something to this individual, because it's things like this that hurt law enforcement and the whole legal system, police officers, when there's hoax here. And another one I want to look at. This one is in Cypress College, okay? And this is what happens to your sons and daughters when they go to college and they want to speak out and let their voice be heard. David, play this video.
I agree.
All right, so you brought up the police in your speech a few times. So what is your main concern? Since, I mean,
About-
honestly, the whole reason police, I mean, it is systemic. The issue is systemic because the whole reason we have police departments in the first place, where did it stem from? What's our history? Going back to what Jeremy was talking about, what does it stem from? It stems from people in the South wanting to capture runaway slaves.
Maybe they shouldn't be heroes. Maybe they don't belong on a kid's show.
So I disagree with what Jeremy said about it, because I think cops are heroes and they have to have a difficult job, but we have to have that
All of
fine
them?
life. Oh, I mean, I'd say a good majority of them. You have bad people in every business and every part. Well, wait.
A lot of police officers have committed atrocious crimes and have gotten away with it and have never been convicted of any of it. And I say this as a person who has family members who are police officers.
Yes, I understand. And this is what I believe. This is my opinion. And this is, not popular to say, but I do support our police, and we have bad people, and the people that do bad things should be brought to justice. I agree with that. But I think that, say it again.
They haven't.
Well, I agree with you on that point of they should, right?
Okay, so what is your
And-
bottom line point? You're saying police officers should be revered, viewed as heroes? They
I
belong
think
on
it's-
TV shows with children?
I think they are
love?
heroes in a sense because they come to your need and they come and help you, and they have a problem just like every other business, but we should fix that. But
It's not
I think they're
business.
heroes. Well, they're
I think
a
that's the
program.
problem, is looking at it as a business. Because they're actually supposed to protect and serve the people.
They
not
do
the
protect
villains.
us. Who do we call when we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun? We
I wouldn't call the police.
Why wouldn't you call the police?
I don't trust them. My life's in more
Who would
danger
you call?
in their presence.
Professor, who would you call?
I wouldn't call anybody.
Well, would you have, if
I'm gonna
someone
pick up the
intruded your
phone and call.
house with a gun, what would you have a gun on you, or
No.
who would you call?
It's my time to go.
Okay.
Okay,
well,
I'm
that's
not
fine.
going
If
to-
someone's already in your house with a gun, there's not much you can do at that point. Calling the police is kind of just,
And I know that it's not popular for me to say that to you guys and people in here, but that's what I believe about the police.
Okay,
and,
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank you very
guys for listening to my point. I appreciate it. Thanks.
I will say, yeah, I'm glad you did say that, even if I disagree with you. It's
Yeah,
important that.
and we should fight for the right for people to say things that we don't even like, right?
I may not agree with what you say, but I'll fight for your right to say it
Amen, brother.
within some
Amen.
extent. I'll say.
Okay,
agree.
folks, we
Now, I'm sorry, friends, but that is not acceptable by that professor. And it's situations like this where we have to step up and speak out, because this student who was just standing up for law enforcement was not only being shut down, but he was being ridiculed. And, these kids, they don't know how to defend themselves to the next level because they're afraid that it's going to reflect their grades. Let me ask you, Dave. I'm going to go sidetrack here. How did you do with some of your teachers that you disagreed with? What'd you say? Did you say anything?
Try not to.
Okay. Oh, good. but that actually it's not good. And, you know, we have to be there for these students and get out there and let it be known that we're not going to tolerate it, because you've heard the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Well, we need to get out there and start doing that ourselves in these college campuses, because they are producing the next generation of leaders. And what I'm seeing now, I'm not encouraged. So, you know, we need to actually, in my assessment, do some radical changes, and you know, maybe we'll talk about, you know, some of these universities, how we can possibly defund them, take away some of their nonprofit statuses, because you know what, some of these universities, their endowments that they have are some of the biggest in the world, and you know, and they just keep building on that. So if we're going to make a change, we better do it now, because that our whole education system, and I call it the government education system, is going to lead to the overthrow of America as we know it. And until next time, Joshua 24:15.